So let's take a look at the paint, and if you can see all the little rust particles, it actually doesn't look as bad as the Forerunner that we did, but still, same treatment. We're going to foam it all down first with the Kosh Chemie Super Foam. That's a high alkaline pre-wash basically, and yeah, I'm not doing my typical rinsing and APC rinsing and all of that. I'm just trying out this method to see if maybe it speeds things up for us. We've already done a couple of cars and it's a nice process, but I don't think it's really adding any speed or anything, but it's just another process that we can showcase. So let's use this. This is the Kosh Chemie Super Foam, all mixed in here, 1 ounce to 32 ounces. It's super concentrated stuff. So as we're letting that dwell, let's hit some of the wheels and tires. Now I'm using the foam on here to clean the tires and the wheels. If I need to go back and use a stronger tire cleaner, I will, but I'm going to iron decon the wheels when we decon the paint. This cleaner, this shampoo is strong. You can already see it cleaning the tires, and this is just a high alkaline shampoo. That's impressive. So with pre-washing done, that removed a lot of the actual dirt and grime on the paint. Not the iron particles, of course, but that is next. So we did wheels and tires. Now, we don't always do them first because there's 2 of us. So we're flying around the vehicle, and it doesn't matter if we do them first or last. They'll get done quickly along with the rest of the vehicle. If you're doing it alone, I do recommend wheels first. That is a smart option, especially if you're working in full sun. But if you're inside a shop or it's shade out or you're not worried about heat and humidity, it doesn't really matter. So you figure out which one is best for you. Now let's start with deconning. We have the Hybrid Solutions Rapid Decon. This is basically our favorite decon, especially for the paint. Because it's so thin, it's nice to work out of a bottle like this. This is the electric sprayer from Car Supplies Warehouse. This thing is incredible. So we're gonna just do a light mist and let's see what happens. Oh yeah. And we're going everywhere on this. We're gonna make sure that we cover every square inch. But we're only going to do this in sections. We're not doing the entire vehicle yet. We have to do this in controlled sections. But it instantly starts to dissolve the iron particles, and what this is doing is dissolving them, softening them up so that rinsing and contact washing and then even clay mitting or clay barring will remove the rest. So it's essentially kind of dissolving them and shrinking them because those iron particles can embed into the paint. Now in this case, this is not your typical iron decon, your iron particles that you get from brake dust. This is actually rust overspray that came from, I don't know if it was an HVAC system that was installed or something that spewed out rust overspray over an entire parking lot full of cars. So that's where this came from. It's not from brake dust. But that's why also it's cleaning off so easy. It's because it's just on the surface. It's not really embedded in the paint. Now what you see, the purple here, the reaction, this is a pH 5 product, so you know it's close to neutral as possible, but what you see here is a slightly acidic reaction. But once it's done with its reaction, it goes back to a pH of 5. It reacts chemically and then it stops. So let's rinse that off. So the rust overspray is everywhere. It's going to be on the paint, on the aluminum trim here, the black gloss, the glass, everywhere. So that's why we're covering every square inch.
Do the roof first.
Oh, whoops. Yeah, I will. Okay, let me do this door and then I'll do that. Now, can you agitate this? Yeah, you can, but since this is just on the surface, it's really not bonded that much that you need that much agitation. The chemical is already working and dissolving this pretty quickly. So you can see it starts to stop reacting. You can see here where I just freshly applied it.
Starts to stop?
It starts to stop. And once you see it doing that, you don't want it to dry on the panel, so it's about 60 seconds. Whoa, the top is the worst. Look at that. So once again, let this dwell for maybe 60 seconds, 2 minutes tops, but realize that if you're in the sun and it's hot and humid out, you can't let this stuff dry. You shouldn't. Just make sure to reactivate it with water if you do see it drying a little bit. Just don't let it completely dry. Are you gonna need a ladder?
Nope.
I think you're gonna need a ladder. No. Someone's stubborn.
I don't think I need a ladder.
I think you do.
It rinsed perfectly.
Yeah, actually it did rinse pretty well.
Did you do this?
No, I did that panel.
This definitely isn't as bad as the 4Runner was.
No, the 4Runner was definitely worse.
It's still pretty bad.
Yep. So deconning is now done. Now we haven't even contact washed this yet, but it is looking way, way better. And I think it got everything off. Now I just did this front end again just to see if it was going to pull any iron particles, and it didn't. So I think we are good. Let's continue with the contact wash and then we'll recheck. So after examining the paint, it is looking fantastic. There was barely any grit on it, so I didn't have to clay bar heavily, which means no marring. Yeah. Which then means we don't have to polish this like we would a traditional paint enhancement that we usually do. So what we're going to do is dry it now, and it's pretty much all dried. It's squeaky clean. We're going to machine apply a sealant and then hit all the glass, the wheels, the tires, and this one is done and looking incredible. All of that rust overspray is gone. The Rapid Decon did its job and did it well. Yeah, very, very happy with that. So I know it's going to be noisy in here. We have all the fans going at once because it is so hot and humid out. But we pulled it in. Here are some things we noticed. And I don't think the customer knows this because you really have to look closely at the paint to see this. But it has a ton of little dust nib marks, little sanding marks that they either did from factory or the dealership. So you see that right there? That is just a little wet sanding mark that they did, and they didn't finish it out. It's actually everywhere, all over the hood. So we have another one here you can see, and if you look at it at the right angles, that's when they all kind of pop out at you. There's another one here. So there's a few. Now, that's an easy fix. That's nothing to freak out about. That is easily fixed with just a light polish. So what I am going to do for the customer is just polish the hood and get all of those marks off. Because I see them, I don't like them, I want them removed. So all the black gloss, all of the glass, just needs a light polish. So what we're going to use is, let's see here, our Glossum Wax. This is a sealant that we're going to use. And then, to just do a light polish, we have the Phoenix EOD Fabulous Finishing Polish. These are both products from Phoenix EOD. They put out incredible products. And this one, the Glossum Wax, is actually a collaboration that we did with them. See our logo in the background? Pretty cool, right? So this is kind of like our collaboration sealant that we did. It's called a wax, but you know, wax sealant, those terms are used synonymously. Even though they shouldn't be, but they are. We're also going to use their Phoenix Titan. This is their hybrid detailer. It's an SiO2 sealant. It's a spray sealant, and you can use this to top the wax or just as a final detailer. Now this is not heavy compounding at all. This is just light polishing just to get out some of those little marks. All right, now the hood looks perfect. Sorry, I don't know why I did that. The heat does make me lose my mind. I'm going crazy. That is nice. Now we're on to protection, but she's machine applying the Glossum Wax, and we have just that little hand polisher. That's actually a new little hand polisher from SPTA. It's just like the other little green one that I have from Batoka, and I have this other one. I have like 3 of them now, but probably 1 or 2 of them is going to go with the trailer. I like this one the best because it comes with both a 5-inch and 6-inch backing plate, and it comes with a little carrying bag here with pads. Not really like polishing pads, but these really nice wax pads. And it does come with these microfiber pads, which I haven't used yet, but they actually look pretty legit. Now, they look like either the Griots or Max Shine or something. They're beveled, which is awesome. And they're a real microfiber, not like that cheap, crappy, you know, wool blend something or rather that you might see on some cheap pads. So it's a really nice, thick microfiber. Awesome. So we'll use that later. You'll probably see us use that. Yeah, that little polisher there, even on high speed, is very, very quiet. So this is all you need for this wax or this sealant. Just a little bit spread on there. It spreads a long way. This is great for mobile detailers. You can use it out in the sun and in the heat. So you can do that. It applies nicely, wipes off easily. Give it like 5 or so minutes, and then you can wipe it off. Did you do the top? Did you do the top?
Don't start with me.
You should have done the top. Wipe off is a breeze with this product. Just use 1 or 2 towels. Usually 2 towels is best. You kind of initially wipe and then the second wipe kind of clears everything up. And you get intense gloss and slickness. And you'll get 6+ months of protection. For daily drivers and vehicles that sit outdoors, you're looking at like, 5 to 6 months. For garage kept vehicles, you can extend that to maybe 9 months. But always make sure to wash your vehicle properly. Car washes, not a good idea. If you don't care about your vehicle, go ahead, go through those. But if you care about your vehicle, hand wash it. Use good shampoos, good used wash mitts. What did I just say?
I don't know.
Good used wash mitts. There's my dyslexia. Use good wash mitts, use good towels. There's plenty of products and tools out there to help you maintain your vehicle. That way, your vehicle always looks amazing. But remember, if you bought a brand new vehicle or it's a lease or something like that, the resale value is going to be something that you need to think about. Because a couple of years down the road, if your vehicle is perfectly maintained, or as well as you can, I shouldn't say perfectly, but well maintained, then the resale value is going to be very high compared to one that is simply trashed or just let go. You don't do that. These cars are getting more and more expensive. So treat them well, maintain them, protect them, polish them, make them look awesome. Not only will they look nice, but you will get amazing resale value on them.
Hug them and kiss them.
Hug them and kiss them and give them love. Naughty car! You're a naughty car! The Murano is done. Look how beautiful it looks. All of the rust overspray is gone. That was easily taken care of with that Rapid Decon. Now, the first job that we did, that 4Runner, if you clicked on the card in the beginning, you would have watched that video. That was one of the worst ones. And this one was not as bad. But we had no idea what to expect because, that type of rust overspray, you don't know what type of metal or rust it is. You don't know, did it bake in the sun for a long time? Did they try to wash it with something and it didn't work? And so you never know, lots of variables. But it turned out really well. These jobs are a success and the customers are going to be so happy because the results are better than when they got the rust overspray on their vehicle. Their vehicle is cleaned completely, it's deconned, it's smoothed, and I just polished the hood. I didn't have to polish the rest of it, but we did use the little machine buffer to lightly polish the rest of the paint. Basically, it was just applying the sealant, but because of that mechanical action of the pad, you do get some nice light polishing. It glosses things up. The paint is smooth, it's slick, it is awesome. Wheels and tires are looking great. Wifey hit all of those wheels and tires, made sure they look good. All the black gloss trim is looking amazing. All the glass is cleaned. All the plastic is dressed. It is looking incredible. So that is another successful rust overspray removal decon job. I think we have 2 more scheduled and maybe some others down the road, but at least 2 more that you'll see come in. And I'm documenting all of these because it's such a great example of truly deconning a vehicle with chemical. Now, we don't always need to do this because we don't always have jobs like this. And most of the vehicles that we do, you don't always have to use a chemical decon on. We'll do a couple of test spots, and if the chemical doesn't react, if there's no iron particles, we don't spray it on the rest of the vehicle. It's a waste of product, it's a waste of time, and you don't need to do that. Only do what you need to do for each service. Now, I'm talking to the professional detailer, the enthusiast, the guys who do it on their own vehicles or for friends and family. I know they like to go just 110% because they can, and because they're not a business. They're not necessarily on a time crunch. They're not doing this for their profit. So when it comes to detailing as a true business and detailing as a hobbyist or as an enthusiast, it's different. Doesn't mean the quality is necessarily different, but the end result for our jobs here, what we're shooting for is the customer's satisfaction, not necessarily getting everything 100% perfect for our benefit because we like to do it. That's the enthusiast mindset, which is totally fine. But for a professional detailing business, you have to think differently, which again is totally fine. Depends on what you are. Are you a professional detailer Or are you the car enthusiast that likes to work on their own vehicles and maybe friends and family? Each has their own methods and their own ways for doing things, each completely fine in whatever you need to do. So what are you? Are you a professional detailer doing this as a business or an enthusiast? Let me know down below. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and click that bell so you don't miss stuff. And any of the tools of the products will be linked down below. Don't forget to put in code Miranda10 at Car Supplies Warehouse to get 10% off. Thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.